Hi, I'm Manny Lava, and I shall be arguing the affirmative. And the affirmative stated that speed variation is a big problem, and speed variation is pretty much people driving too fast or too slow, and not really how fast they're driving, but the difference in their speeds. And I don't think that speed variation is the real problem, because then research conducted in the 1950s on two-lane rural roads did indicate that vehicles traveling much faster or much slower than average was more likely to be involved in crashes. This issue is not relevant on today's high-speed highways, which have controlled access. The authors of this early study acknowledged that in their findings, that their findings could not be extended to controlled access freeways. But some proponents of higher travel speeds have attempted to do so. Many differences in travel speeds are unavoidable because of the slower speeds of turning on merging vehicles. Many crashes, and nearly half of those resulting in occupant deaths, are single vehicle impacts in which differences among vehicle speeds play no role or only a very minor one. Finally, the risk of death and severe injury is a direct exponential function of speed, not speed differences. Regarding on the claim of the 85th percentile in determining speed limits, the 85th percentile is not a stationary point. These speed limits are typically set based on roadway design. And for example, like on a narrow two-lane byway of a modern controlled access freeway, whether the surrounding area is urban or suburban or rural, it's been argued that measuring the speed distribution of a roadway and then setting the speed limit so that 85% of motorists would be compliant reduces the need of enforcement, and at the same time reduces crash risk by narrowing variation among vehicle speeds. However, numerous studies of travel speeds on rural interstate highways have shown that 85 percentile speeds increased when speed limits were raised to 65 miles per hour, and then continued increasing. Thus, the 85 percentile is not necessarily a stationary point. It is rather a moving target that increases when speed limits are raised. If speed limits are raised to meet a current 85 percentile speed, a new 85 percentile that is higher will soon result. In regarding to lower speeds due to having speed limits, 55 mile per hour speed limit saves lives and energy. Since 1974, many studies have been undertaken to substantiate or refute claims that the 55 mile per hour speed limit is responsible for reducing traffic fatalities and serious injuries and conserving fuel. But there are several factors that have contributed to saving of lives and to energy conservation. And speeding has been a factor in nearly 1/3 of all fatal crashes. And a study done has found that a study done by the Effect of Conspicuous Traffic Enforcement said that speeding counted for approximately 30% of all fatal crashes in 2000, resulting in 12,628 deaths. That trend has increased in recent years. In 2005, the United States Department of Transportation reported that speeding had become a factor in nearly all fatal crashes, nearly 1/3 of all fatal crashes. The U.S. DOT also estimated that speed-related car accidents cost U.S. citizens $44,193 per minute. And the argument that speed limits are arbitrary. Well, maximum speed limits are in place, or the maximum speed limits, like place an upper limit on speed, and if obeyed, actually reduces the difference in vehicle speed by drivers, and it's designed by the traffic engineer to be as efficient but as safe as possible. And traffic engineers observe that the likelihood of a crash happening at higher speeds or slower than the mean speed, the higher the severity of the crash, and it increases exponentially the faster that motorists are driving. And interstate highways are designed for 70 miles per hour travel, only under the most favorable conditions, and that is why the speed limit is often set under the design specifications. Illinois State Senator Dale Risinger is a former highway engineer in the Illinois Department of Transportation, and he feels that he says that the roads are designed for 70 miles per hour, and that increasing the speed limit or allowing for the abolishment of speed limits and thus letting people legally drive faster would be a safety hazard.